Alright guys, what is going on YouTube? It is the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and just wrapped up finishing episode number 4 of the Basic Beginner series, and that is legs. Legs are easily probably one of my second favorite muscle groups to hit. Obviously, like I told you guys before in the previous episode, shoulders is by far my number 1. I hope y'all had a fantastic Thanksgiving, spent time with your family, friends, loved ones, ate a lot of food, but hey, it's a day after. We gotta get right back to work. So as usual, we're gonna get straight into the workout right now.
The first exercise is going to be a basic exercise in any leg workout, and that is the calf raise. You can find a number of different ways to perform this. The way I like to do it best is to have my feet elevated so that my heels are hanging off a platform, so therefore I'm able to get more of a stretch. As you can see on the video, when I'm going up, you can see the calf muscles are really contracted, and what it allows you to do is it allows you to go a little bit further on the extension downwards towards the floor, because there's nothing that's really stopping you from being able to go that low. And doing these at a slower pace also, instead of just jumping up and down on your toes, is really going to help grow your calves. Right here, this is just a different angle so you can see where the toes are. I'm getting that nice stretch with my heels going towards the floor and then coming back up. I'll prefer doing these on a Smith machine if you guys want. Next exercise is a stiff-legged deadlift. The only way that this is different from a normal deadlift is your legs are going to be exactly as it says, stiff, so you're going to be putting a lot of stress on the actual hamstrings itself, and you're not going to be coming all the way up like in a conventional deadlift where you get that peak contraction on your back. You're going to stay at least your back horizontal, or parallel rather, to the floor. I do these with dumbbells. I hold them out in front of me, and you want to make sure when you're leaning forward, you're stretching out that hamstring by holding the weight out in front of you. If you hold the weight down to your sides, it's going to be more of like a, not necessarily a deadlift, but almost like a squat in a way. So make sure that you keep the weight in front of you. Keep your legs as nice and straight as possible. Right here, you're going to be able to see that contraction on my hamstrings, those individual muscle fibers really getting stretched out when performing this exercise correctly. Alright, so now we've hit calves, we've hit hamstrings, so now in exercise we've got to hit the front muscle group, or the quads. Now this isn't the actual muscle group, there's actually 4 different muscles that make up the quads, but just for shorthand, that's what we'll go with here, is just calling them the quads. So with this, you want to use a dumbbell, and performing the same exact functions that you do in a squat, you want to be making sure that your butt is breaking first, and that your knees are not coming over your toes. If your knees are coming over your toes, then the only reason for that is because you are not activating your glutes in performing the squat correctly. You want to hold the dumbbell up out in front of you. I like doing this better because I can get a nicer grip and a better contraction. You can use a barbell if you want, but at the time that I was doing this, the barbell was was being used. So this is just another way that you guys can still be able to achieve the results that you want to do the exercise in just an alternative or a different way. So there you saw my butt was breaking first. This is to show you guys a better stance, about shoulder width apart. And as you can see, breaking in the back, coming up, getting a nice squeeze on the quads. Boom. Boom. So that is what you want to be looking for with the front squat while using a dumbbell. Feet shoulder width apart. You want to make sure that you're breaking or that you're using your glutes to go down first. Your knees should never come over your legs, or should never come over your toes. Sorry about that. And last but not least, kind of an overall approach is going to be the leg press. Many gyms will have this machine in there, I'm going to show it to you guys without weight, just so, because this is the basic beginner guide, you shouldn't worry about putting on weight there until you get comfortable feeling the motion as it is. So you want to sit on it. You want to make sure that your lower back, your whole entire back, is pressed up against the machine or the back padding. You don't want your butt or your back to be leaving the seat, because then you're going to start to involve that lower back, which is not what we're trying to do here. And you want to be pressing through your heels, not your toes, through your heels. So in terms of foot placement, I could do a whole nother video about this, which I will do, but for this foot placement we're just going to be doing a close stance, feet towards the bottom of the plate, just for this instance for leg development. And the last and most important thing with many movements, this one in particular, as you start adding weight, this is going to talk about locking out. You do not want your knees to lock out. Like right there, you see how my legs are perfectly straight and in line? You do not want to do that. The reason for is because you will put a lot of stress on your knee joints and could potentially cause damage, and that is not what you want to do. You want to keep your knees, as you can see, not straight, but at a slight bend. Therefore, this prevents all the tension from being put on your knees and causing you severe harm. Thank you very much, guys. Stay tuned for the next video.